Hello Facebook land, how are we doing? For those of you that are new, it's Philippa here live Sunday morning. I didn't realise what the time was actually, and I thought, oh, I better get up and do this 9 o'clock live session, so I'll give it a minute or two, see if anybody is joining us. Ooh, how are we all doing? How have you been going with the other days of practice? I'm feeling tired, I have to say, mainly because some food choices that have irritated me and I've had a funny tummy. So yeah, I could do with the session that I want to talk about today, which is more energy. How do we get more energy? Well, I'm a breathwork teacher, right? So this is going to be quite a simple answer. We breathe. Isn't that obvious? So one of the things, and if you're familiar with my work, you'll know that I say this often, one of the things that we forget about when it comes to our energy is our breath. So we're focused on what we eat and what we drink, and like I said, my tummy's a bit funny at the moment, so I'm definitely feeling that. We focus on what we eat and what we drink and making sure we get exercise, and so we're not really aware of how much of our breath forms part of our energy management system. And so actually, I've just looked on the table and I've got these here, look, batteries. Our batteries actually get charged up by our breath. So our breath in some traditions is referred to as prana, as life force. And as you know, without breath, we have no life. It's the first thing that we do. It's the last thing that we do in our life. And it is the thread that connects us to life always when we're in this physical body. So it would make sense that it's related to our energy, and that if we can pay attention and breathe better, improve the quality of our breath, then we're actually going to also improve the quality of our energy and the way that we feel in our body. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments if this is resonating for you. Now, like I said, drinking lots of fluids, exercising, these are all really vital parts in looking after our vessel, our physical body, as is sleep. If you're a client of mine, you also know that I talk about sleep, and when you're not getting sleep, this has a really, really detrimental effect on your mental capacity, on your emotional experience, additionally, your ability to cope with stress and strain and change goes out of the window. So managing energy is also managing sleep. So are you in the cycles of nature and of life? So by that, what I mean is getting up when the sun comes up, when it's light, going to bed when the sun goes down, when it gets dark, not having artificial lights on way into the evening, not being on your phone just before you're going to bed. You want to have some downtime between, or wind down time in the evening, so that you're not always on these digital devices, because this light from your phone, from a TV, from a laptop, etc., is interfering, or it's influencing your circadian rhythm, your biological clock that is inset in your body. And you can hack that by light exposure. So one of the easiest and best ways to manage your life cycles, I guess, and manage your sleep is try and stick with sunset and sunrise in some way, of getting up when it's light, of going to bed when it's dark. Now I know that makes may feel a bit awkward in the modern times that we live in. We want to make the most out of our day and our time, but really from a nature perspective, it makes a lot of sense. So managing your sleep, regulating yourself with the cycles of nature. So I want to talk about breath and energy today, and just a little bit of basic mechanics, right? So without breath, we can't produce energy in our body. Oxygen is required for us to carry out all of the functions in our body, right? Our metabolism, respiration is fired on energy. We need to produce energy in our body. We need to bring something in so that we can metabolize the product of it and put it to work, right? So if we are on our laptop, we are leaning over our laptop and we're all scrunched and our body's all scrunched up and squashed, the chances are we're not really breathing, opening our lungs, we're not really expanding our chest, we're probably not breathing into our abdomen. Now, from a physiological perspective, the best muscle for breathing is our diaphragm. And this diaphragm sits underneath our ribs, and it's a sheath of tendon or muscle, fascia really. And when we breathe in, it sits up like this, and when we breathe in, it lowers down into our abdominal cavity. So the action of our diaphragm engaging actually is what draws air into our lungs. And when our diaphragm engages, it flattens and goes down into our abdomen, and it displaces the organs in our abdomen. So our belly, what that means is our stomach, comes slightly forward and out to the sides as well. So we have this displacement of the organs going on, and that is normal. However, with our current modern lives and our fixation on having flat stomachs and all of those things, often we are holding our stomach in. We have chronic tension in our abdomen, because also this is where we cover, or where we hide, where we deal with, or don't deal with, shall I say, our emotional stuff. So if your abdomen is tight, if you have bloating, if you have gas, if you have digestive problems, we also carry emotional issues in our stomach, in our abdomen, in our organs. And you might notice that when you try and take a deep breath, you can't do it. And this is often because our breathing behavior, and breathing is an adaptive behavior, we switch off some muscles and we switch on other muscles to compensate, and we do this over time. So one of the keys to energizing our body and actually making our body more efficient for breathing is abdominal breathing. And now when I say abdominal breathing, sometimes I say we want you to look like a Buddha, but really this is just to get in your mind that your abdomen is going to move. What we really want to achieve is a movement like a cylinder, so an expanding. So our diaphragm comes down, our abdomen moves forward and out to the sides, and also our ribs move at the sides. So you can think of it as your lower ribs, they're like a bucket handle, if that makes any sense. I don't have a bucket, I have batteries, but I don't have a bucket. But they're like a bucket handle. So your lower ribs here, when you breathe, you want them to come out to the sides. They swing up and out, yeah? So that is when your diaphragm is engaged, the ribs swing up and the belly moves forward slightly. And also that breath wants to come up into our chest, and our ribs at the top of our rib cage here are almost like this is going to be an aeroplane wing for this demonstration. So the ribs at the top want to lift up slightly, not our shoulders, but our ribs want to come out at the front. So maybe what we're going to do is, for this exercise, for this energy exercise, we're going to be breathing deeper. We're just going to be focusing on the quality of our inhale, how much bigger we can get it, or just feeling that expansion. It doesn't need to be so much bigger than it is already, but really engaging the diaphragm and feeling what that feels like in your body. And maybe we'll speed it up a little bit to add a little more oomph, so you can do that in your own time. But what I'm going to invite you to do now, if that all makes sense, if you have any questions, by the way, just pop them in the comments, is just invite you on this little exercise. So finding a comfortable position, either seated, probably seated actually is better. If you want to lie down, you're welcome to lie down as well. And when you're ready, and you might have noticed that I do this as well, whenever I lead exercises, I often have my eyes closed as well. And so I can tune into myself and what I feel in my body. So when you're ready, I just have to check the battery on my phone because I didn't have much when I started. Okay, we are good. Let's do that a little bit. Oh, tired eyes today. Okay, so when you're ready, just closing your eyes and finding a comfortable position. And just here, I'm going to invite you to take a few deep breaths. We're going to breathe in through the nose, and we're just going to sigh out of the mouth. And when you breathe in through the nose, you're going to lift your shoulders up. And when you breathe out through the mouth with the sigh, we're going to let our shoulders drop. So in through the nose, shoulders up. Out through the mouth, shoulders down. In through the nose, shoulders up. Out through the mouth, shoulders down. In through the nose, shoulders up. Out through the mouth, shoulders down. And then just coming to breathing in and out through the nose gently. Staying with your eyes closed, just allowing your energy and your awareness to arrive here in this moment, and just tune into how your body feels. Taking a few breaths. And I'm going to invite you to just place your hands down below your navel, on your abdomen. Placing your hands on your belly. And placing one hand on your chest as well. I'm just going to invite you to tune in and see where there is any movement. So when you're breathing, do you feel there's movement in your chest? Do you feel there's any movement in your abdomen? Perhaps it's both, perhaps it's neither. Just noticing. And our ideal is that we have some movement in both. And really we want to initiate our breath from our abdomen or from our lower ribs. And bring that breath up into our chest, into our collarbones. So I'm going to invite you to breathe now, taking a few deeper breaths in and out through the nose for now. And bring that breath, as you breathe it down through your body, imagine it's a golden light, perhaps golden sparkly light, and you're breathing it into your abdomen. And as you breathe in, you have this golden balloon in your abdomen, in your belly. And as you breathe in, that balloon is expanding. And as you breathe out, the balloon is deflating. So just taking a few breaths there. Breathing in, the balloon expands. Breathing out, the balloon deflates. filling up with this beautiful golden energy. Noticing how that feels. Feeling the expansion in your abdomen when you breathe in. Noticing what's happening. And now I'm going to invite you to take your hands to your sides. And as if a little bit like this, if you can see that. Just onto your side ribs. And we're going to stay with this vision, this golden balloon. And now I want you to imagine the golden balloon is actually a little bit higher now. So it's beneath your hands, which are on your lower ribs, as if you're holding, put your hands on your hips or your waist, but now I want you to lift your hands a little bit higher so you can feel your ribs. And again, we need to breathe in and we're going to expand into your hands there. We're going to breathe in and expand this balloon in all dimensions. And then we're going to release. And again, breathing in through the nose. Expanding and releasing. Breathing in this golden energy. And releasing. Feeling this expansion like a cylinder. Might feel a little bit strange, might not be used to it, and that's okay. Just breathing in and out gently here. Expanding, feeling your body expand, feeling the life force coming in. Nothing to do, just breathing. And from this place, I'm going to invite you to keep your hands on your lower ribs. And breathing into here and expanding, first of all, initiating the breath from your lower ribs and your diaphragm, expanding in all directions. And then bringing the breath up into the chest. Feeling your heart and feeling your chest expand outwards and upwards. Again, enhancing the feeling, the sensation of this golden balloon. Expanding in all directions, initiating from these lower ribs. Up into the chest, into the collarbones. Keeping your shoulders soft and relaxed. Keeping your neck and your jaw relaxed. As you expand. And release, filling up with all of the energy that is available, which is everywhere. Just need to breathe it in, open and receive. Again, breathing in from those lower ribs, up through your heart, into your collarbones, relax shoulders. And now bringing both of your hands just down onto your lower abdomen. Breathing in and out through the nose. We're just going to speed the breath up a little bit. So just before we do that, just noticing how you're feeling in your body, what's moving, what's changing. We are going to speed this up a little bit. So we're going to breathe in and we're going to exhale a little bit faster than normal. With this long, expansive breath, our inhale is longer and our exhale is shorter. So you could count an inhale of 4 and an exhale for 2 as an example. And just letting the exhale just release softly, no need to force it, just allow the air to fall out. So just a little bit faster than normal. Continuing that expansive breath in all directions, expanding in all directions. And now I'm going to invite you to remove the pause from your breath. So we're going to breathe in for 4, out for 2, in for 4, out for 2 on a continuous loop. In your own time. Making sure that breath is nice and deep down into the abdomen. In for 4, out for 2. No pausing. It's going to start the energy moving in your body. It's going to start charging that battery. Our internal battery charged on breath and prana. And we're just going to close that off. We're going to make a sound. So we're just going to come to a chant or an or whatever feels good for you. We're going to breathe in. And we're going to release a sound until we have no breath left. So breathing in. And a couple more times. Breathing in. One more time, we're going to do an together. Breathe in. Pause for a moment in the stillness. And then gently breathing in and out through your nose. And just noticing what is available to you in this space. Everything is available here. Whenever you come back to the breath, you will find whatever you need. to move forward. So again, just noticing your state of mind, noticing how your body feels. And when you're ready, just being aware of your feet on the ground, the weight of your body pressing down, connection with the earth supporting you. Always here. And when you're ready, bringing a little bit of movement to your body, to your fingers and toes perhaps. Having a little stretch. And when you're ready, you can come and open your eyes. So this is a breath that you can use to get some more energy, for to loop or a connected breath. This is the modality that I work with mainly when it comes to resolving emotions and trauma work and clearing out the things that aren't truly us. It's a very, very powerful breath. When we go into it in a little bit more detail, it's very, very profound. But in short, sharp bursts, a couple of minutes, even just a few deep breaths will give you more energy, more clarity, more vitality and a connection with your body. So I hope you found that really beneficial and interesting, and I look forward to hearing your comments and your feedback about how you go with this in your daily life. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for being here. And as always, reach out if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you, how your experience of this is. And remember, breathe the change you wish to see in the world. Invite any friends that might benefit from this too. See you tomorrow.